There was massive drama surrounding the ICC World Cup schedule. PCB and BCCI were right in the middle of things. Pakistan wanted a swap of venues, but their proposal was snapped by the apex body of cricket. Now, the question is BCCI running the show all on its own? And is this doing any good to cricket? Because I feel cricket is surely taking a backseat over here. The World Cup schedule was announced minutes back. We are going to speak of that, the role of BCCI in world cricket, and all of that on this session on India.com Cricket Country. To do that, we have with us Jaideep Ghosh, who's a senior sports journalist. We have with us Biswajit Jha, who's an author and an ex-sports journalist. We have Sunny, Utkarsh, Dhriti, and we also have Ashutosh joining us for the very first time on India.com Cricket Country. Welcome to the show, Ashutosh. I'll start with you, Jaideep, right up front. The schedule was announced minutes back. It was on expected lines. There was no changes at all. Right? There was no changes at all. Pakistan finally budged under pressure and they accepted that we are going to play at the Narendra Modi Stadium. But their proposal of swap of venues was not accepted. Do you think BCCI played a massive part in it?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure Pakistan has accepted the whole schedule or not. We'll have to find out from. I don't think there's any official.
I'm specifically talking about the India-Pakistan match, which was
I'm specifically
scheduled
talking
to
about the
take.
India-Pakistan match also, which is still in Ahmedabad. But I don't think there has been any official response from PCB regarding whether they're going to come and play that match or not. But we'll have to wait about that. Given the situation, they most probably will. So might not be such a big thing. About the rest, about how this whole thing was, practically pushed through by BCCI. So you need to understand one thing: in cricket, like in any other sport, money always talks. So it's not just now that this thing has happened. This has been happening for years. It has been happening for decades. Not just with India, it's been happening with other boards also. As long as the guy who has the money holds the handle, it's like you are like our little thing said, it's all about money, honey. So it is absolutely true, and it's not applicable
You
just
like
to
the
India.
top
It's been
band, right,
applicable earlier
Jaideep?
also.
You like the top band.
Absolutely. Oh, I love it. Yes. But you need to understand this has happened not just with India, it has happened with England, Australia, all the other people who were initially the money spinners in this sport. When they were holding the cloud, they had it their way. When India is holding the cloud, India is having its own way. That's how the game is played.
My simple question to you, Biswajit, opening remarks from you. I want to know, is this doing any good for cricket overall? I mean, is this doing any good for cricket? There is one power center, which is BCCI. They dominate the world of cricket. But don't you think somewhere down the line, cricket is taking a backseat amid all of this? Biswajit.
Yes, definitely. As Jorinda has pointed out, that this world is not a fair world or perfect world. So right now we are in better position that we are having money. So we are calling all the shots. But it is not doing good for the cricket, obviously, because the nation actually it's the responsibility of top three nations like India, England, and Australia. They should behave responsibly. It is that perfect scenario. But as Lolita has pointed out, that the world runs through a different mechanism. That who holds the money, who holds the power. Suppose if US starts playing well in cricket, and they will call all the shots because they will have upper hand in money and everywhere. So at the end of the day, what happens that when you are calling the shot, you earn your money. So you are and you are calling all the shots. So it is perfect scenario for India, but it is not perfect scenario for world of cricket. And then we don't like when we are in receiving end, when there will be a sometimes, if there will be any time when we will be in receiving end, we shouldn't also cry.
Dhriti, I'm sure you have to accept with Biswajit over here, but the problem over here is, Dhriti, we are the stakeholders of the game. We as fans, journalists, experts, we are the stakeholders of the game. And game is suffering. And it's all because of BCCI. What do you have to say about that? You think BCCI should change its stance a little? Or what can be done to, arrest this kind of a situation, which is doing no good for the game? Dhriti.
Well, I don't completely agree to this. Of course, we have the upper hand because money is power. That what we say, but I don't see that something very major setback that we are standing or we are creating a ruckus over here because we have money. I mean, of course, we have a dominating role here because BCCI is a very strong body. But irrespective of that, it is not like we have a team like Ireland or we have a team like Scotland, and then we have a very strong body and that is backing us up. We are equally strong team. We have a very dominating role in terms of cricketing aspect as well. Right. So, and when it comes to BCCI, then of course, I mean, there was a speculation that PCB is rejecting our module of the World Cup schedule and everything. But here arises another question: that what is the need to change the venue? I mean, I have said this before as well that a good player can play in any condition, on any pitch, in any weather. Uh, so I don't believe that BCCI is actually creating a ruckus or a massive setback that and
I'll
nobody's
tell you, Priti, just Priti. I'll just tell you why BCCI is creating all the ruckus. One, they are holding monopoly over here. Do you understand? Indian players are not playing abroad. They are not participating in foreign leagues. So what is happening is you're holding back your players. You are only wanting to, get hold of all the revenue and dominate world cricket. My only concern over here is that, the game is taking a back seat, and I feel bad for the fans as well because they are your real stakeholders. Priti.
See, apart from Pakistan game, I mean, of course, everybody is aware that India will never, for the timing, will not travel to Pakistan, and that is because of the political issue more. That's what I believe. Other than that, I don't believe that we are, saying no just to the games just because of power domination here. Can you just name one game that we are skipping? I mean, we could have skipped West Indies
You know
series
what
as
is
well.
the problem, Dhiti? Dhiti, India is in such a position right now. The BCCI, let's specifically talk about the Indian board, the private company. They are in such a position right now. They can actually call the shots when it comes to the scheduling, the itinerary of ICC events. They can say they are in a position where they can say that I don't want to play Ireland or during this month because I've got an IPL in my own country. Now that's not right. You see, Dhriti, what I'm saying again and again is it's not doing any good to the game. Is IPL cricket? Is that what you're trying to say over here, Dhriti?
I will not say yes. I will not say no. See, IPL is a different topic here we are talking about. But when we're talking about yes, the domination is there, but it's not like we are not doing good to the cricket. I mean, as what is discussed here, yes, the schedules are they are been managed according to our dates. But we are not saying no to Ireland. We are not saying no to West Indies. We are still going. We're still playing over there.
I'll tell you when we said no. I'll tell you. I'll cite an example over and here, and I'm going to tell you when we, showed our dadagiri, our muscle power. You remember when when the COVID came, the IPL started and it was halted midway because there were a few cases reported in ahead of a Delhi Mumbai game in Delhi itself, and then the tournament was postponed indefinitely. Okay, there was the World Cup also happening at the end of the year in Australia. Saurav Ganguly was at the helm of things with the BCCI. Saurav Ganguly goes to the ICC and then Saurav Ganguly says we have to complete the IPL. So what you do is you take the World Cup out of this year, you create a different window for the World Cup, and then we can have the rest of the IPL happening in India. That is exactly what happened. This is Dadagiri. Sunny, Dhiti, I'll come to you.
So Ankit, I have another example. इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड का आपको वो टेस्ट मैच याद है जो रिशेड्यूल हुआ था, क्रिकेटर्स ने बोल दिया था वी आर, हमें डर लग रहा है, कोविड हो गया है बहुत ज्यादा, फिर इंडिया आने के बाद पूरा आईपीएल खेला था, फिर वो फिफ्थ रिशेड्यूल टेस्ट के अंदर जसप्रीत बुमराह ने कैप्टनसी करी थी. ऑब्वियसली बीसीसीआई की दादागिरी चलती है, लेकिन अंकित वो अर्न करा है बीसीसीआई ने. एक टाइम ऐसा था हमारे प्लेयर्स को कोई भी कुछ भी कह के चला जाता था, तो कहीं ना कहीं बीसीसीआई ने वो सब चीजें अर्न करी हैं.
Dhriti, don't you think somewhere down the line we need some parity, some balance, some parity where ICC actually feel they are the apex body? Because my understanding over here is that even the ICC does not feel they are the apex body, and they feel they have to, go by whatever BCCI throws at them. That is not right. I will come back to you, Dhriti. I will ask Ashutosh the same question. आशुतोष, आपका क्या राय है इस पूरा मामले में? बीसीसीआई अपना दादागिरी, अपना गुंडागर्दी दिखा रहा है आईसीसी के साथ. क्या ये गेम के लिए अच्छा है? क्या करना चाहिए इस चीज को बदलने के लिए? आशुतोष।
बीसीसीआई आज से नहीं कर रहा। अगर आप इससे पहले क्या इसके सेकंड लास्ट वाला अगर T20 वर्ल्ड कप देखें, उसकी भी शेड्यूलिंग उसने दोबारा से करवाई थी। जिस तरीके से वो एशिया कप के में मतलब शेड्यूलिंग को चेंज करवाता है अपनी टाइमिंग के हिसाब से, तो एक्चुअली में बीसीसीआई शो खुद ही रन करना चाहता है, आईसीसी को एक जैसे पपेट की तरह यूज कर रहा है कि हम आपको 60% रेवेन्यू शेयर कर रहे हैं, तो इट्स गुड फॉर यू, आप हमारे हिसाब से ही चीजें देखिए। अगर आप T20 वर्ल्ड कप पीसी वर्ल्ड कप को देख लीजिए, जिस तरीके से शेड्यूलिंग को लेकर लगातार बात हो रही थी, उसके बाद अचानक से बीसीसीआई ने कहा नहीं, हम जो डिसाइड करेंगे वही होगा।
आशुतोष, यहाँ पर रीति का कहना है कि बीसीसीआई ने ये कमाया है। क्या आप इसको एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं? कमाया है, व्हाट डज आई मीन, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, मतलब क्या बोलना?
आपने वो कमाया, आपने जो चीज अर्न की है वो भी तो अपने फैंस के थ्रू ही अर्न की है ना। वो फैंस ही है जो वहां पे जा रहे हैं, देख रहे हैं। अगर आप उन्हीं को हर्ट करेंगे तो आप किस बेसिस पे आगे जाएंगे?
आज कोहली पॉपुलर है बिकॉज इंडिया का पॉपुलेशन इतना ज्यादा है। गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? कोहली इज नॉट इवन इन द टॉप 4 nowadays. Yes, Sunny, you're on mute.
तो अंकित, आप कोहली की बात करो, कोहली इतना फेमस है, कोहली फेमस सिर्फ रिजल्ट्स की वजह से है, क्रिकेट फेमस सिर्फ रिजल्ट की वजह से है। हम ओलंपिक्स के अंदर 140 करोड़ की आबादी में 40 मेडल नहीं लेकर आ पाते। जो स्पोर्ट, नीरज चोपड़ा फेमस हो गया गोल्ड मेडल जीतने के बाद। रिजल्ट कहीं ना कहीं प्लेयर्स ने दिया है, प्लेयर्स ने रिजल्ट दिया है तो फैंस ने उसे फॉलो करा है। हम वो देखते हैं जहाँ पे हम जीत रहे होते हैं। इंडियंस की सबसे बड़ी कमी होती है, इंडियंस कभी अपना बुरा देखते ही नहीं है, वहां देखते हैं जहाँ हम जीत रहे हैं। क्रिकेट फेमस है क्योंकि क्रिकेट ने रिजल्ट दिया है, और किसी स्पोर्ट, अगर कोई और स्पोर्ट रिजल्ट देगा वो भी ऑब्वियसली फेमस होगा। अभी आपने देखा कॉमनवेल्थ में लॉन बॉल्स के बारे में किसी को पता नहीं था, लॉन बॉल्स मेडल जीता, धोनी लॉन बॉल वालों से मिला, एकदम हाइप में आ गया लॉन बॉल, फिर लॉन बॉल को लोग भूल गए। ठीक है।
One question I have for you, Sunny, over here, straight counter. My question is, are you comparing lawn ball with cricket over here? Or you're just talking about the popularity? I'm not being able to understand.
Talking about the popularity. Obviously, I'm talking about the popularity. Result matter करता है popularity पे सीधा सीधा। विराट कोहली ने सर्व करा है तो वो पॉपुलर है। हाँ, फैन की बात करते हो, फैंस तो उसके पास आते हैं ना जो जीतता है। फैंस भाई देखो, क्रिटिक्स और फैंस में इतना फर्क होता है। क्रिटिक्स जब बनते हैं जब आप हारते हुए जाते हो, फैंस तब बनते हैं जब...
Jaideep, you raised your finger, so I want to come to you, Jaideep. I think you have a solid counter. I really don't know what is it. What you're coming up with.
I think you're being a little unfair to Dhriti. Let's put it this way. Remember when there was a lot of talk about how to limit the number of bouncers in 1 over? Why was that happened? That happened because the West Indies fast bowlers were bowling 3, 4, 5 bouncers in 1 over, and the Australian and English batsmen couldn't handle it. So there was a rule made that the number of bouncers in 1 over will be limited to 2. Why was that rule made? Because Australia or England were there at that time the money, and they were ruling the ICC. तो बस जिसके पास जिसकी लाठी उसी की भैंस, सीधी सी बात है। जो पैसे दे रहा है वो उसको कमांड करेगा, इसमें कोई डिबेट नहीं है। उसी का देख लें आप। Look at it this way: when reverse swing was called, no, it was never called reverse swing. It was called ball tampering. Ball tampering. Till such time that the English and Australian bowlers figured out how to do the reverse swing, then it becomes reverse swing. Before that,
then it becomes legal.
या हाँ, तो थिंग इज कि क्योंकि तब इन्फ्लुएंस और पावर किसके पास था? इंग्लैंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया के पास था। अब इन्फ्लुएंस और पावर और पैसा भैया इंडिया के पास है। लाइक इट लंप इट, यू डोंट लाइक इट, टफ लाइफ, दैट्स हाउ इट इज बॉस। ये है, ऐसा ही है। दूसरी बात है शेड्यूलिंग की बात। जहाँ तक शेड्यूलिंग की बात, जब हम लोग अभी कुछ दिन पहले डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि पाकिस्तान हैज नो बिजनेस आस्किंग फॉर डिफरेंट वेन्यूज, शेड्यूलिंग इज आवर बेबी, है नहीं? तो फिर वही हो रहा है, तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है? शेड्यूलिंग तो है ही बीसीसीआई की बेबी। बीसीसीआई विल शेड्यूल द गेम्स एज इट इज। हाँ, आई अग्री टू एन एक्सटेंट विद दिस आईपीएल बिजनेस दैट यू हैव कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड ऑन सीरीज बिकॉज ऑफ आईपीएल, बट बॉस वही अगेन द सेम थिंग। पैसा सबसे बड़ा रुपया, चाहे वो आईसीसी।
It's all about money, honey. Honey, you have a point. I know that. I'll come to you. But first, I would ask Utkarsh to, Utkarsh, आपने सबको सुना है इस पैनल में। We've already spoken for 14 minutes. आपने सबको सुना है। आपको क्या कहना है?
See, basically we all know कि जो पैसा है, मनी इज एवरीथिंग। अगर बीसीसीआई के पास सब सुप्रीम पावर, उनके पास मनी है, तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है वो डिक्टेट करेंगे ही अपने अकॉर्डिंगली। अगर बीसीबी के पास पैसा होता, मनी होता, वो खुद डिक्टेट करते। वो नहीं चाहते कि बीसीसीआई अपने अकॉर्डिंगली काम करे या ड्राफ्ट शेड्यूल करे, वो चाहते ही कि हमारे अकॉर्डिंगली काम हो। तो जिसके पास मनी है वो ही रूल करेगा। अगर बीसीसीआई अगर अराउंड 0.5% शेयर लेता है आईसीसी से, या 37-38% लेता, तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है बीसीसीआई चाहेगा कि हमारे अकॉर्डिंग हो, हमारे जो रूल सेट है वही फॉलो हो। अगर आईपीएल का कोई विंडो है तो आईपीएल का भी विंडो होना चाहिए। आईसीसी अपने फिक्सचर्स बाद में करे, लेकिन आईपीएल होना भी जरूरी है, क्योंकि बीसीसीआई को अराउंड उससे 50% रेवेन्यू आता है आईपीएल से ही, तभी जाके वो इतना रिचेस्ट बोर्ड बनता है। अगर आईपीएल ही नहीं होगा तो फिर ऑब्वियस सी बात है बीसीसीआई इतना रेवेन्यू नहीं कमा पाएगा। तो वो तो चाहेगा ही ना कि बाकी जो भी सीरीज है कोई सा भी हो, चाहे T20 वर्ल्ड कप क्यों उन्होंने पुश करना पड़े लेटर ईयर में, चाहे ओडीआई वर्ल्ड कप भी वो करेगा ही, क्योंकि उन्हें एट द एंड मनी मैटर करता है। उन्हें नहीं मैटर करता कि वर्ल्ड कप हो रहा है, T20 सीरीज हो रही है, चाहे कोई सी भी हो रही है, बिकॉज मनी इज एवरीथिंग। अगर मनी नहीं होगा उनके पास तो वो डिक्टेट नहीं कर पाएंगे। अर्लियर टाइम्स में भी हमने देखा इंग्लिश क्रिकेट बोर्ड, ऑस्ट्रेलियन क्रिकेट बोर्ड रिचेस्ट थी, तो उन्होंने अपने अकॉर्डिंगली डिक्टेट करा था। तो अब अगर बीसीसीआई के पास मनी है तो वाई शुड नॉट दे डिक्टेट टर्म्स, वो भी तो डिक्टेट करेगी ना। अगर पीसीबी भी फिर अपना स्टैंड ले, वो भी थोड़ा थोड़ा रिचेस्ट क्रिकेट बोर्ड बनने की कोशिश करे। अगर पीसीबी खुद भी नहीं ट्राई कर रही है तो वो चीज भी गलत है। अगर बीसीसीआई नहीं चीज हार्ड अर्न करे, उन्हें ईयर टू ईयर एकदम अपना कमाया है, उन्हें अपना प्रोग्रेसिव नेचर डाला है, हार्ड नेचर डाला है कि हम रिचेस्ट बोर्ड बनना चाहते हैं, हम डिक्टेट करना चाहते हैं, तब अगर वो कर रहे हैं तो उसमें कोई बुरी बात भी नहीं है।
And I also want to add on this, there's something very major that we did. I mean, it's not like we are, putting some country down, or we are not just, playing with the small countries. We are. I mean, we are playing against Ireland. We are going against West Indies. A small negotiation, I think that's required also.
Preeti, we sent a second 11 team to Ireland last year, if you can recall.
I think,
I can understand it.
and I think that is because we have immense talent in our country. There's nothing that a big player doesn't want to go. We have that much talent that we can send a backup team, and they can also win for you. I think that is the reason that we sent the backup team.
Jaideep, what we understand after hearing everybody is that, ultimately cricket is taking a backseat. The fans are being cheated. Is there a middle way we can...
Not really. How are the fans being cheated? I'm a little unclear on that, because see, you need to understand one thing first of all, that your fans, the ones that we're talking about, who go and follow cricket on the ground, 90% of them don't come from India. They come from England. They come from UK. They come from all parts of the world, and they make the calendars according to the schedule of the World Cup or whatever the tournament may be. That is one. Second thing is we are playing at home. I think the list has a pretty expansive detail of how many places India is playing and how many places they want. I mean, what else do you want? They're playing at home. They're playing in front of their home fans. What is the debate? I'm not very clear on this, because how is this unfair to the fans? Because they're getting to see the team.
Okay, let me just reframe my question for you.
Okay. One more thing before we go. Like Dhriti was saying that we go and play Ireland, we go and play West Indies. You need to understand one thing, that these teams' survival depends on whatever revenue they earn by playing India. So for us to go there, even if you send a B team or a C team, whatever television revenues or ad revenues or whatever else revenues are shared, that is very, very important for these teams. And I agree, it's not a perfect situation. We could have done much better in terms of the scheduling. IPL will take a lot of time, but then again, paisa jahan pe hai, wahan pe, there will be a little bit of compromise always. So yeah, I think.
जयदीप बात वही है. BCCI officially they are not the apex body of cricket.
No.
But अगर BCCI बोलता है ICC को कि भाई मुझे IPL करवाना है, ICC does not even have a say. They don't have a voice.
FIFA is the apex body of football. It was given to Qatar for what reason? Because of the great infrastructure Qatar had. Of course, it happens in every sport. It's not restricted to cricket alone. Yeah, we only see cricket because unfortunately, like we were just discussing, कि bowling को कोई जानता भी नहीं था, अब फिर कोई नहीं जानता है, क्योंकि हमारी फुटबॉल भी वही है, हमारे बाकी स्पोर्ट्स भी वही है, बस क्रिकेट ही क्रिकेट है. तो we discuss this. This happens in every sport, boss, anywhere around the world. जिसके हाथ में पैसा है वो he will always dictate. ऊपर से you need to understand कि there is revenue involved for the television people, for the broadcasters, for the digital companies. अब क्या हुआ है, that revenue has divided. Initially it used to be the same company doing the digital and the television broadcast. Now it has been divided into two companies. They also need their revenue. They will be pressurizing the BCCI कि यार ऐसे करो, यहाँ करो, वहाँ करो. That works both ways. No, it's making money for everyone. And the ICC also is making money out of it. So why the hell should they complain?
Sunny, you wanted to make a point. Please go ahead.
So yes, Ankit, let's make it simple. क्रिकेट को छोड़ो, देश की बात करते हैं. चलो सिंपल वे में मैं आपको समझाता हूँ. ठीक है, रशिया यूक्रेन वॉर चल रहा है. देयर इज यूएन. कुछ बोला यूएन ने? नहीं. जो स्ट्रांग है उसकी साइड यूएन है. कोविड आया था, डब्ल्यूएचओ ने कोविड की सारी चीजें रिवील करी, नहीं करी क्योंकि चाइना डब्ल्यूएचओ को फंडिंग देता था. सेम विद बीसीसीआई.
बात बताओ, एक बात. Can you just go on mute? Sunny, एक बात बताओ. You cited an example over here. My counter example to that is in cricket. Now, for example, you want to have 2 IPLs in a year. Do you actually want ICC to agree to that? But ICC के पास option ही नहीं है. That's the problem. So you're basically arm twisting things. You're basically flaunting of your muscle power. Now, if you want to say flaunting of your muscle power is good, तब तो यहाँ पर crime हर जगह होता है. Crime is also good. Lawlessness is also good. That is your argument. You getting my point? Please tell me. I mean, Sunny, तुम्हें कुछ बोलना है?
अंकित, क्रिकेट का आंसर दूं या क्राइम का आंसर दूं? बताओ. आपने क्राइम की बात करी. क्राइम हर जगह होता है, बड़े क्रिमिनल का कुछ नहीं होता. पहली चीज क्राइम वाली से
नहीं, I mean,
नहीं, यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट क्राइम. बड़े क्रिमिनल का कुछ नहीं होता, कोर्ट कचहरी के चक्कर लगते हैं, खत्म हो जाता है. क्रिकेट की बात करता हूँ. 2 आईपीएल होंगे, बीसीसीआई को कराने होंगे, आईसीसी से परमिशन लेके आएगा, कराएगा. कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा.
इससे what happens is the ICC schedule goes for a toss. There are other countries involved over here. Everybody wants a piece of India for their revenue, as Jaideep just pointed out. So you're understanding. But because Swarth, Biswajit, just give me a second. But because यहाँ पर BCCI का लालच इतना ज़्यादा है, they want 2 IPLs, so 2 IPLs will have to happen. Forget about the international calendar. That is not right, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, Biswajit.
Yes. Actually, what will happen, Ankit, in couple of years, actually, there will not be any bilateral series. I guess that franchisee cricket will rule the world, and there will be World Cups only. If the cricket is going in the same direction of football, I think Jayadipta would agree with me that there will not be any bilateral series. There will not be any like kind of domestic cricket which we are talking about right now, this Ranji Trophy and all. So we have to accept that fact that IPL, BCCI has created IPL. Now everybody is creating their own league. Recently, South Africa is also coming up with their own league. England has its own league. Australia, Big Bash is always there. So it will have the same thing, that whether BCCI will allow their players to go and play in other leagues, that's another debate. But the thing is that at the end of the day, ultimately cricket, forget about the cricket which we have seen in the past. The cricket in the coming days are going for a franchisee type of model, and the World Cups will only be there. Whether T20 cricket World Cup will definitely be there, whether ODI cricket will be there or not, that is also in doubt. That ODI, the ultimately victim of this whole franchisee model is ODI cricket. Test cricket will be there because people will still want to play Test cricket and prove their talents in Test cricket, because ultimately that is what the real cricket is. But the whole franchisee model will stay. Whether BCCI will have this like can organize 2 IPLs in a year, because they have the power and money, and all the people around, all the cricketers around the world will come to play the 2 IPLs also because of the money. So it will be there. Franchisee cricket will be there. And World Cups will be there. Forget about these bilateral things.
आशुतोष, क्या आप बिस्वजीत को अभी आपने सुना? आशुतोष, क्या आप बिस्वजीत से सहमत है कि आने वाले दिनों में, शायद अगले 2 या 3 सालों में, वील ओनली सी फ्रेंचाइजी क्रिकेट और इंटरनेशनल कैलेंडर भी उसी के मतलब आजू बाजू बनाया जाएगा इर्द गिर्द? आशुतोष, आपको क्या लगता है? और ये तो क्रिकेट का मौत हो गया ना, इन अ वे. ये तो क्रिकेट का मतलब डिमाइस हो गया. आपको क्या लगता है आशुतोष?
ऑफ कोर्स, मतलब जिस तरीके से शेड्यूलिंग हो रही है, जिस तरीके से लीग क्रिकेट आगे आ रहा है, मतलब आप साउथ अफ्रीका में देख लीजिए, श्रीलंका में देख लीजिए, कैरिबियन, यूएस लीग शुरू कर दी है, तो कहीं ना कहीं जब इतनी सारी लीग्स होंगी तो प्लेयर्स को भी अपने वर्कलोड को देखना होगा, तो ऑफ कोर्स मतलब हर क्रिकेट बोर्ड को बीसीसीआई से इस चीज को लेकर परमिशन लेनी पड़ेगी कि उसे इन्वॉल्व किया जाए कैलेंडर में। और ऑफ कोर्स जो आपने कहा T20 क्रिकेट रियल क्रिकेट है नहीं, आप उसको जस्ट बिकॉज एंटरटेनमेंट के थ्रू लाने के थ्रू क्रिकेट के जो बेसिक सेंस थे आप उनका एंड कर देंगे, तो कहीं ना कहीं पूरी तरीके से शायद आने वाले टाइम में हम उस क्रिकेट को देख भी ना पाए जिसकी हम बात करते थे। जैसे आज के टाइम हम कहते हैं ना 70s 80s का क्रिकेट बिल्कुल अलग था, तो शायद 10 साल बाद हम ये बात कहें कि 20s का जो क्रिकेट था वो बिल्कुल अलग था, अब क्रिकेट बिल्कुल अलग है।
So
Now
Sunny, Sunny, I'm
see
coming.
what's happening.
Vishwajit, yes,
What's
yes,
happening?
Vishwajit.
What's happening in West Indies? They have all the good players who are playing around the world in big leagues, and they are losing to Netherlands, and they are out of the ODI World Cup. It will happen whether we accept or not. There is another matter. Actually, what is the problem that we don't have any problem in football because we have not seen that is happening in cricket in past, and that's what we are very sorry, feeling sorry for that. But it will ultimately happen the way the Bangladesh has its own league, and we have to, yeah.
Point very well made, Vishwajit. Jaideep.
Okay, couple of points. If you look at all the sports around the world, how many of these sports are played between two countries? Look at NBA, look at NFL in the US, and we are talking about real big to match events. These are 10 times bigger than your BCCI and IPL and stuff like that. How many of them are played between countries? Very few. Formula One is always franchise based. Football is completely franchise based. Even hockey nowadays is, I think field hockey is the only one that has actually got more national team involvement than club team involvement, but their structure is a little different. So you need to understand one thing, that when there will be more franchise cricket, obviously the time is limited. साल में 365 दिन ही होने आपके पास, तो उसमें से आपने अगर 2 IPL करनी है और उसमें से रेवेन्यू बनानी है, the ICC will also most probably be put into this whole mix and said, okay, इसमें से आपका 30% आपको मिलेगा. खुश हो गया, ICC is also happy, franchise is also happy, and then again the thing is that broadcaster is very happy because what is happening is right now the revenue is being halved because of half is going to television, half is going to digital. They want to multiply that and make sure that their revenue returns and everything else is makes goes into the profit level instead of being in the minus level. These are things that will happen, and as Vishwajit was saying, this kind of transition will happen. Some series like Australia, like the Ashes, they will not let go of the Ashes. कुछ भी हो जाए वो कर आके Ashes जरूर खिलाएंगे, चाहे वो आइसलैंड में जाके खिलाना पड़े गर्मी में, कोई बात नहीं.
But that is where the numbers are also. That but I think the broadcaster will be in loss in West Indies. So next time when India, yes, and in the Ashes also the broadcaster will be in, like the people will see Ashes. So that's why Ashes will be there.
Vishwajit, there's a little different connotation to that. Ashes will be played in spite of the Indian pressure or the subcontinental pressure because they think this is a traditional thing that they'll hold on to. कुछ हो ना हो Ashes जरूर होगा. चाहे आप 4 IPL करा लो, उसमें से भी टाइम निकाल के Ashes खेल लेंगे, and the people who are playing for England or Australia will be pulled out of these franchise cricket and they'll go and play for them. But the overall transition, as we were discussing, it's already happening, boss. You can see all around. I mean, every country that is saying that, oh, we should play test cricket and we should play traditional cricket. England had the 100 recently, which was an unqualified disaster, but they had it anyway. So what is this tradition you're talking about? Ultimately, the only tradition is sustainability of the cricket body. If they have the financial liquidity, if they can run the sport to the best of their ability, their best of their ability might not be national level ability, it might be franchise level. And it has happened with all other sports. So I don't see what's different with cricket. The problem is that we only discuss cricket. So that is where it's our vision that is a little limited. Otherwise, if you look at the world of sports, it's happening everywhere.
Things are really not looking good, Dhriti. What is the solution to all of this? I mean,
things are good. English Premier League is the best league, and England team. You need to accept the transition. You have to accept the transition.
Okay, that's okay. But the point is, eventually, we don't want to see Chennai taking on Mumbai Indians. We want to see India taking on Australia. It should be the country.
No. Who's we?
I think I'm echoing the. I think I'm
doubt
echoing
it,
the voice
seriously.
of the.
If you have a big enough franchise that has a new formula, you can have franchise cricket involving national teams. You could have instead of World Cup, you could have a franchise league that has India sponsored by X and England sponsored by Y playing T20 cricket.
So we
in
have
a
that.
third
We
country.
have that, Jaideep. Jaideep, we have that with Legends League cricket and these Road
बस हो
Safety
गया ना,
World
तो वो
Series.
लेजेंड्स पे आया, वो अभी एक्चुअल जो एक्चुअल प्लेइंग करंट प्लेयर्स हैं उस पे भी होगा. Think this, boss. You need to understand that the fans couldn't care less about who's playing who, as long as they get fun and games. Yeah, I understand. I'm the oldest in this whole lot. I would love to see
Yes.
Test cricket throughout the year. Correct. But I am also a realist. I realize कि नहीं हो सकता. And then you need to understand that some of these teams are just not good enough to play Test cricket anymore because of the amount of
Yes,
franchise cricket they play.
Yes, the same.
Yes,
I have
Vishnu.
the same view. I am the second oldest, and
अब ये
I am also like Jayadipda. We are fans of Test cricket. We are fans of bilateral series, but we are old enough to understand the market economy also.
and
You can't,
Ankit, another thing is,
you can't control this.
true. Another thing is, you want to play series like the Border Gavaskar trophy we just played. 2.5 दिन में मैच खत्म, 3.5 दिन में 3 टेस्ट खत्म. यार क्या बात कर रहे हो? You think that is the kind of test cricket people want to see? I'm sorry, no. I'd rather see a full-fledged Ashes, or rather see a India-Australia full-fledged series. 1-2 good series in the year. That's good enough for me. I don't want to see this kind of rubbish where you
That's
play
true.
for 1.5 days and 4 innings are over. That's hardly test cricket was.
Riti, you agree? You heard Biswajit and you heard Jaideep. Both of them were speaking on the same lines. Do you think this is going to happen very soon, this transition? And I mean, do you like the transition? Because I'm caught up in a little bit of a dilemma over here. Riti, what about you?
See, I believe there are pros and cons of everything. अभी IPL नहीं होगा, कुछ और आ जाएगा तो उसमें 10 कमियां निकलेंगी, and there's plus good things in that also. About the transition, if I like it, I don't like it, it is going to happen and it is happening. Right. The only thing that BCCI is going, matlab, should just take care is like not major series are skipped because of IPL. I mean, they can schedule IPL that way, that not major series that are very important for the world of cricket and for the fans, they are not being compromised because of IPL. And of course, they should take care of everything. Yeah, of course they should take care of that the players are not being overburdened because of a lot of cricket. There should be a good particular a time gap between two series that they are playing. That's all that they can take care of, the timing and the schedule. Other than that, I don't think that there's something major that BCCI should do or they will be doing.
Sunny, I'll ask. Yeah, Sunny, please. Your hand is always raised. I've seen that.
So Ankit, as Jaideep was saying, franchisee cricket is the future. I am totally, I'm totally agreed with Jaideep here, because franchise India की population देखो सबसे पहले तो आप, उसके बाद आप इंडिया के अंदर हर गली के अंदर एक सेइंग है इंडिया में, हर गली में धोनी मिलेगा. अब वो धोनी कैसे खेलेगा यार? अगर एक टेस्ट एक इंटरनेशनल टीम बना लोगे तो कराओ फ्रेंचाइजी क्रिकेट यार. सबको चांस मिलना चाहिए, सबको पैसे कमाने का मौका मिलना चाहिए. क्या होता है ऐसे क्रिकेटर्स का जो बेचारे इंटरनेशनल नहीं खेल पाते? कहीं ना कहीं उन्हें मौका ही दे रही है ये लीग्स, तो इट्स गुड फॉर देम, कराना चाहिए.
You just spoke like a true Gen Z over here, Sunny. Uh, Finally, yes, we got the. Can you just? So yeah, we got insights as to now that the schedule is out, we got insights as to BCCI, PCB, ICC, their stand, and the world of cricket, how it's changing fast, how we are all transitioning towards franchisee cricket leagues in the upcoming years. Maybe. Thank you for joining me in this session on India.com Cricket Country. Stay tuned to this website for all the latest across sports. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.